Welcome to Couch Pilots, all of my friends, the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. My name is Jason, but you can call me Scuba St. Eve, and with me as always is my deep seaman, deep seaman, seaman, Captain Philip Restisher.
I'm deep in that with my seaman, twice.
What? What does that mean? We're talking about an underwater show today. What did you mean when you...
Oh, I meant like when I was in the Navy, I was a seaman.
I know you got tattoos, and that's pretty common of Navy guys, but you were in the Navy? Because that's like the water, but you and I take to the air.
Right, no, and that's, I really thought I was going to be a ship guy, a seaman.
How did this never come up before?
But I went to the recruiting office, and I told them I don't like to swim. I can't swim.
Mm-hmm. Seems like a stone as far as I remember.
Yeah. And I said, I don't like being trapped in small spaces. Mm-hmm. And I said, and I like boys. And they're like, you're out of here. So I was almost a seaman.
I thought it was all like fellas underwater together.
Well, I don't like every fella. I mean, I do have standards, for Christ's sake.
Okay, all right.
God, what about you?
No, I don't like guys.
Oh.
No.
I guess that's where we differ. One of our yin and our yangs.
Yeah, I can't say that I don't like guys. I've never tried it before.
Right. It doesn't sound appealing.
I've kissed plenty of guys, but it's rarely been sexual.
Rarely?
What?
Tell us those times it was. I want to hear those stories.
So, the weather's breaking. When you say that?
Yep, the weather's breaking. I will only see you in sweaters for probably 3 more weeks at the most.
What is your feeling on my fashion change?
To be honest with you, at your age, I think the sweaters are better. I know you want to stay young all your life, but you're not. And wearing sweaters is kind of the next phase of your adulthood.
Next year, it's all going to be velour robes.
In the wintertime?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, there'll be thick, heavy robes.
No,
like the kind Santa Claus
I don't think you have to go that quick to the next thing. I mean, the flannels were like 3 or 4 years.
Oh, so hang on to sweaters?
Hang on to sweaters, and then you'll probably go to turtlenecks in about 5 years, and you'll wear those during the summer and the winter.
I want the ones that...
to cover up your cackle that you'll have. Your cackle? What is it called?
It's the cackle. You mean my gizzard?
Here comes the cackle.
Like my gizzard?
Jowl.
Oh, my jowls? Yeah.
That's why I grew this very disgusting looking.
Yeah, explain your facial hair to the people at home.
Okay, let's see. If you saw a 73-year-old woman's vagina, that's kind of what my hair looks like on my chin. Chin.
Why do you know what that looks like?
Sometimes I've clicked the wrong buttons on videos, but it's real scraggly looking, like curly, and it's a lot of gray in one spot, and then so it doesn't just go down. Like I could comb it all day, and it just I need to probably put
your
some oil.
Your face looks like a pussy.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, don't hit my pussy. So
are you in real danger of people hitting you a lot
lately? Yeah. So it doesn't look good at all. This is the longest it's ever been. I've never been able to do it this long.
And why are you doing it, to cover up your own jowls?
Yeah, my double chin, because whenever I take pictures with my dog or something, I always look like I have double chin, so I always look like,
Why don't you... Most people look up, and then have the camera angle come down on them to reduce chinage.
That's true.
You could do that. Or you could...
But I've invested so much time now.
But you just said yourself it looks awful.
Well, it does, but I think if I do some a hot oil treatment...
Oh, like VO5. Hot oil treatments.
Or if I put some... I'm sure I could get a little jar or something that costs $35 at the barber shop, and it'll...
Some of that hipster wax?
Yeah, hipster wax. That's what it is.
Or
hipster.
Vidal Sassoon.
Ooh, I love me some Vidal. Didn't Brooke Shields do Vidal Sassoon?
Yeah, she did.
But I can eat it now. I mean, that's pretty long.
That literally... there's a flavor saver is the mustache.
Sure.
No, my sister says it's the soul patch. That's the flavor saver? It's all gross. It's gross to think that there's flavor in your facial hair that you can retrieve at a later date. That's gross to me.
Yeah. But babies seem to like it. They pull on it. I babysat twice now.
Oh, you fell asleep in that chair with Kevin Clark's baby. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. It was nice.
Everyone was looking at you.
He's a good kid.
He's a pretty good kid.
But now I'm just like that last two, like today and tomorrow and yesterday.
Yeah.
We were babysitting my brother-in-law's kid.
Which one is this? Matt?
Yeah.
His kid sucks.
This kid sucks,
What's wrong with
dude.
this kid?
I don't know. Like, he's always mad.
Idiot.
You can't leave the room unless he cries, and he never smiles. He just glares at you.
How
like
old is this dumb shit?
Probably like 5 months old.
What a
a couple
fucking
months
idiot.
older than Ian.
I hate that
To me,
baby.
I know.
I hate that stupid baby.
I-
Oh, God.
You know what I've been doing? I've been calling him all the time. I don't say his name. I actually forgot it. Because I said damn baby so much that I forgot. I was like, when's that damn baby coming?
Yeah.
But hey, you know.
Oh, man, I hate that kid. I've never even met him, and you've painted such a vivid picture with your words. I hate that kid.
He just looks at you and just like, meh. I was
screw
like,
him, man.
Dude, I own you. Just watch out. I'll knock you out.
I don't like that.
I don't like it at all. I don't like babies, but for the most part, I don't like babies.
Mm-hmm.
But I should like babies because that's when they don't talk back. That's when they're cute.
And there's the next generation.
Yeah, but I don't know. Ian's cool. Like, me and Ian hung out.
He was so cool,
dude.
man.
He was so awesome.
That kid was fresh.
We were smoking cigarettes. He was like, "Hey, man, I love these jams in the other room."
The baby was talking?
Yeah.
You may have been, that might have been a dream you had, actually, because that kid, baby, I don't think it would know how to smoke or talk. It was just born in September.
Be a good name for a song. I was born in September, and I'm already talking and smoking cigarettes with my Uncle Blake. You know how a lot of people like talk baby talk to babies? You know, they're like, goo goo gaga, and they talk real high squeaky, you know?
Yeah, I love
Not
that.
me.
I don't like that.
You know what I do?
Talk down to him.
I talk I talk like I have a British accent. Whenever I talk to babies now, I use a British accent.
Just like as you talk to an adult, or do you talk in baby talk in a British accent?
No, it's kind of like as like an adult. I was like, "Happy Pie Day, mate." I've actually been watching a lot.
Australian.
I've been watching. No, it's not because I wanted to talk about this. The Tuckley 10's over. It's been done, right?
Yeah.
I have been deep diving into some British television on my own records.
It's Accord, isn't it?
Sure.
What show are you watching on
Well, I watched.
the Great British Bake Off?
No, I watched Afterlife, the new
Oh,
show.
Ricky Gervais.
Gervais.
This is serious, isn't it?
It is very serious, but it is funny and it is good. Very, you'll pull at your heartstrings.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went back and I was like, okay. So I watched the one where he has like a band and they go on tour.
Ricky Gervais?
Well, yeah, but it's not. It's a character. The character from The Office.
Yeah. He's got a separate thing from The Office, or he's the same character?
It's the same character.
Michael Scott. No, wait.
No.
No, what was his name over there? I don't remember.
Yeah, but so he like has a band and they.
Brent. David Brent.
Yeah, and they go on a tour, and it's not as good, but I still watched it. And then I've been watching. There's one called The Breaker Uppers, but I think it's New Zealand, but it kind of sounds the
I saw
same.
that too.
I've watched about half of it.
I haven't watched it, but I saw it on Netflix or something.
So I've been trying to incorporate
Why?
some British.
Why?
LLC, baby.
Trying to incorporate an LLC?
No, I've been trying to incorporate.
Doing business as Blake Clayton?
Right. Yeah. Otherwise known as. I've been trying to incorporate some British slang into my life. So
What's some of the slang? You just said mate, and I feel like that is Australian, but you're here. That whole
Sure.
preamble was to make the case otherwise.
right. So instead of saying "let's go to the moose," I've been saying "let's go to the pub," and I've been saying
Tallywhacker,
no, wanker,
Bellend.
wanker, and then what's the other one I was doing?
I gotta go to the loo.
No. I was like, hey, Molly, I'm going to go out to the garage and smoke a fag.
Well, that's just an excuse to say the F word, right? Admit
Well, no,
it.
that's what they call him. Oh, and I said wanker. I'm saying cheers a lot. Instead of thank you or have a good day, I just say cheers.
I read just today that Ted Danson refuses to do a Cheers reboot.
He's a pompous asshole, right?
He's also like north of 70.
Right, and plus he's got a really good show going right now. He doesn't need to do that.
What's his show? Blue Bloods?
No, where if he's in hell.
The Good Place. Yeah, okay.
I like how we worked that out.
I've saw like one episode.
I don't think it's funny.
And I was like, I don't know.
He has nice hair. That's pretty cool.
He's got gray hair. Well, I think he was bald like during Cheers, but then he filled it in. I don't think it's real, but it looks good.
Yeah, whatever.
That's the nicest fake hair I've ever seen.
Today is April 1st.
Yeah.
What are some of the April Fool's jokes you like to play on people?
I go to at my job. I go to the bathroom. As we've discussed on previous episodes, I'm very regular
Sure.
with my BMs. and I'll leave the BM in the toilet without flushing for April Fool's prank.
Now, do you write like April Fools in like a Sharpie on the seat?
No, I let my leavings speak for themselves.
You let your feces do the talking?
Yeah.
What other kind of stuff do you do, like with family and friends?
Okay, here's a good example. Like just after work today being
April Fools,
I went to my mom's house and I had to use the bathroom, so I went in there and I just left it in the toilet rather, and I just didn't flush.
Oh, that is so funny.
Right. How about you?
Well, I'm a little bit different.
Oh, I should mention this too. I stopped at my friend's house before on my way here.
What time did you get off today?
4?
Noon?
No. And I went over.
We made a lot of stops.
Went over to my
I mean, you're
friend's
late
house.
for everything. I would assume that if you probably were late to your mom's,
Right.
and then you were late to your friends.
It all builds on itself.
And all built, yeah. So then by the time you get here, oh shit, you're ahead of schedule.
I was ahead of schedule. So I stopped at my friend's house because I didn't want to stop at home to use the bathroom. So I go to my friend's house, and I went to the bathroom in his house, and then I didn't flush.
Nice.
So just fun stuff like that, fun pranks like
Yeah,
that.
that's cool.
What about you though? You said you had something?
Yeah, I like to like Molly woke up this morning and she's like looks over at me. She's like, happy April Fool's Day, and I was like, I fucking hate you, bitch. And she kind of was taken aback, Awesome. And then I walked down the hall to go to the bathroom. I got him out of the bathroom, and Eli's standing there because he's got to go to the bathroom. He's getting ready for school.
You got him too?
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Oh, what'd you say?
He was like, good morning, Blake. I go, fuck you. I hope you have a horrible day at school. That's what I mean.
My God.
I mean, it's just I like to joke around with people.
Oh my God,
I like to throw them off guard. I mean, that's what it's more about. Like you're throwing them off guard by when they leaving
remnants of me. Right.
And me is just like insulting people I love.
I know you, and I know you say that, and I know it's a joke, but I bet you totally caught him off guard, right?
I caught you off guard when you came over tonight.
You did.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell everyone what you said to me when I get here?
I'm always out in the garage smoking because I know you're on your way over, right?
And you love smoking.
Right, and I love to smoke. And so the garage door is open, so you get out of your car and you walk up and like, hey man, how's it going? I go, fuck you.
You did. You got me.
So I mean,
I didn't know. I didn't know right away.
You didn't know it was April Fool's. You didn't know it was April Fool's.
I totally forgot.
And I was like, get the fuck out of here.
And then I turn around and he said, April Fool's Day.
Yeah, I was like, April Fool's Day, we gotta record. So
You got me. Oh my God.
it's gonna be a great day. I mean,
really?
You know what? It's not over yet because eventually I have to go to bed tonight.
Yeah. And then there's one last prank to be had, right?
Yep. That's the best prank of it all.
And you know what that is.
Well, yeah. Molly will roll over. She goes, so you want to get frisky tonight? And I go, I wouldn't fuck you with a 10-foot pole. And my dick is 11 feet. There's no way I can have sex tonight because that baby's in the room sleeping. Like
With the dumb baby you're talking about earlier?
sleeping. Last night, the dog was like, I got home last night, and the dog just kind of looked at me like she met me at the door.
Yeah.
And it was like 11 o'clock.
Right.
And she had the look in her face like, some fucking dumb baby in our room. What's going on? So
Yeah.
I didn't talk to her about it beforehand.
Finally, me and your dumb dog agree on something. Do you have any fan feedback?
We have a plethora of fan feedback. I don't know if you want to. Do you want to get into the recording that was had, or do you want to just do some people stuff?
What recording? Oh, for the other podcast?
Or you want?
Should we talk about that?
You want to save it for a different time? You want to do that one?
I'll set it up, I guess, real quick. We received note from a very popular frequent flyer of this program, Dee Dee, all the way from Australia. And
thank you again for the birthday present.
yeah, that was awesome that you did that for Blake. And whatever, it's cool. I didn't get anything. It's fine. But Dee Dee's like, hey, Blake, there's a podcast over in the UK called the Jerry Anderson Podcast, and they mentioned couch pilots.
Yeah, and this was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. And they do a show. I mean, we do television shows that had only one episode, and one of them recently was Space Police. It was one of the Tuckley 10 that Chris had provided us.
Sure.
And it was done by notable sci-fi writer Jerry Anderson, who passed away just a few years ago. And we watched Space Police, and they said there's a podcast that was talking about Space Police.
Right.
And they called into question there's like
Our pillars.
Yeah, are the 3 pillars that we stand by each and every episode. And what are those, real quick?
Well, first, it had to be a failed pilot and never went to series.
This is how we choose the pilots we watch.
Whether it aired or not is irrelevant. Okay, 1 and done. Mm-hmm. Number 2, we had to find it on the internet.
Right.
And 3, it had to be free.
That's it. It's 1,
and
2,
they
3.
were contesting that.
They said that it was not a failed pilot, and I went back and I checked all my P's, and then I went back and I checked all my Q's.
Nice.
And
why don't you do the Q's first?
You know what? That's the way I was taught.
Oh, that makes sense. You're from East Peoria.
It's what? And so I went back and I looked, and sure enough, I think we are correct.
Sure, we are.
And I heard their response or their rebuttal to that, and that didn't make sense to me.
Right. They were just talking about. So you took it up on yourself to say, Self, I didn't even know about this. Mm-hmm. And today, Dee Dee was like, hey.
You didn't know that I created a response.
Right. And she's like, hey, I'll just read what she said. Cause,
sure.
She's better than me.
Mm-hmm.
She says, OMFG.
Oh, my fucking God, right?
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought it was something
I
else.
don't like to say that, but
oh,
I love
my
to say it,
fucking ostriches is an A. Okay, it makes sense. I just heard Jason on the Jerry Anderson podcast. How come there's a podcast with him and he's dead? I don't understand. That's just me. That wasn't her. She didn't say that. It was a mixture of my 2 favorite worlds. I have to go and lay down now. My brain just exploded.
Gross.
And I said, he called into it? And she said, yes. And it was bloody marvelous.
Well, actually, what I did was on that episode that we originally are mentioned on, they said, hey, you can contact us here and here. And so what I did is I just recorded a thing that I wrote on my phone, and I just sent that file to them, and they played it that way.
Do you want to hear it?
Sure, if you want. I mean, are you going to start with what they have to say about
it?
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Pretty soon I'm going to do that. Hold on. I got to back that ass up.
You're a big, fine woman.
I'm a big, fine woman. I want to back that ass up. All right, here we go. Ready?
Konnichiwa to all of you.
Very good.
There we are.
Yeah, lovely. We've also received another telling off, Jamie.
Oh,
in the
not
last
another
week or so.
one.
Yeah, I know. This is from the Couch Pilots who we mentioned in the last podcast, who were reviewing Space Police.
Oh, yeah, the failed Jerry Anderson pilot,
which made us raise our eyebrows a little and clutch our handbags to our chests. We got this email saying, gents, again, starts off rather formally.
Yeah.
I heard our humble little programme was mentioned on your superior podcast.
Well,
he's plainly never listened.
Flattery will get you everywhere, but yes, you're revealing yourself as a non-listener.
Attached, you will find our response to your query. Also, let it be known that the episode of Couch Pilots where we mentioned Space Police is not typical. For whatever reasons, we thought we'd do a completely clean show, tongue-in-cheek, as our pod is usually a hard R rating. Thanks for entertaining my rambling. Let's listen to that, shall we?
Okay.
Hello, both of my friends. This is Jason from the Couch Pilots podcast, reaching over to you from across the pond. A little birdie told me that our humble program was mentioned on your March 4th episode concerning Jerry Anderson's 1987 failed television pilot, Space Police. Now, I emphasize the word failed because it's my understanding that the Space Police was made in 1987, was not purchased, and never broadcasted. And then it wasn't until 1994 that Space Precinct was picked up and in the process radically altered. Such a lapse in time, multiple changes, and even the name change itself puts this show directly in the Couch Pilot's crosshair as failed. Now, I don't mean this as a slight in any way, and please forgive me if I have any misinformation. I look forward to your response. Take care, and keep up the great work.
Well, there we are.
Well, I think we can still beg to differ, can't we?
We can.
Because,
Yeah.
Well, this shows the difference between kind of a US attitude towards TV pilots through networks, where the network does a kind of pilot season and commissions first episodes and broadcasts them and sees what the response is.
Yes.
Versus what we do as independent production companies, which is to produce a pilot which is a proof of concept. So it's never really destined for broadcast as such.
Yeah.
These are things to go out to broadcasters and distributors and say, here's what we want to do, here's a full demonstration of it, what do you think?
I see.
So
okay.
if it was never aimed for broadcast, I would still take issue with your definition, Jason and the other Couch Pilot.
Yeah, fair enough
pilots.
though. Fair enough, so a little question of semantics there.
Yeah,
you say
possibly.
tomato, I say tomato. All that sort of
Exactly.
thing.
Let's call the whole thing off and never mention it again. Anyway, there you go. Thanks, Jason.
Yeah,
for
thanks for getting in touch.
emailing
Yep.
I've got one from Ralph Burns.
Screw Ralph Burns. I feel like in there they defined what is a failed pilot making our point for us, right? Like,
no, yeah.
Who's making things? I mean, as cheesy as Space Police looked, let's be honest, it cost a lot of money. And are you doing that kind of stuff?
Just for concept?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
for no. That was meant, just like so many of the things we've seen before, to be a pilot of a series. It didn't work. We're right. They're wrong. God bless them.
Yeah, no, keep them going, whatever, rock on with your girlfriends. But we're right and they're wrong. I mean, it's
that simple. It's fine.
I'm not going to take it in front of the British Council or the Queen. I'm not going to bother her.
1776, rolls around.
Yeah, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
And then he wrote the Spanish Armada fleet, and then the Spanish Inquisition, and then we end up winning the war.
Right.
So what do you want from me?
Yeah. Hey, remember the Alamo, all right? Never forget.
Hey, never forget. Hashtag me too forget, right? Do you have any more? That's enough for now, I think?
That's enough. We'll do actual real cool stuff later.
Excuse me.
Can you turn that up a little bit over there, just on your side?
Yeah. All right. It is up.
Thanks.
Okay.
We'll turn it up, man.
Let's call Adam Z real quick.
Okay. Adam Z, you'll know him from the Low Blow podcast up in Chi-Town that created all the bass sound. It's got enough to shake and kick holes in the ground. And I'm sure he's going to say something very, very, smart and funny, probably.
If I had to guess.
What's up, sir?
Adam Z, this is Jason T from Couch P. I'm here with Blake C, and we're here to talk to you about you.
Hi, boys.
How are you? We're doing Couch Pilots. Is that okay?
Oh, I didn't know he was Indian. He's
Absolutely. I was wondering when I get a call.
he's like, hey, how are you? I didn't know he was Indian.
How are you? Hey, how are
That's
you?
great.
Hey,
just putting away my parts and pieces.
Don't be gross.
You caught me at the best time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this a bad time? Because we can hang up with you.
It's April Fool's Day. What else would you be doing?
So what's up, boys? What do you need?
Well,
It's not what we need. It's what we want.
yeah. And what we're gonna take from you. Hey,
What are you gonna take?
is that girl still living with you?
She's on the couch.
Right now? Is she on the couch?
Sleeping.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Well, actually, maybe this is no. So, are you guys doing the blunder years or what?
We are.
When? Every day I wake up 5 minutes early to check my phone.
When I wake up, I check my phone every day because I want to hear the blenders. Hey, just wait till I'm done. You've done radio forever. Wait till I'm done. You know radio. You got plenty of time.
What did he say? I can't hear him. I can't hear the Captain Philip Rush. Every time we go to record the Blunder Years, something terrible happens to either the computer or Hulu or Netflix or wherever it's at, and we always have a hard time recording it. But we are going to restart re-recording next Monday.
Do you think that the ghost of Fred Savage doesn't want you to do it and he's haunting you?
Good question.
Thanks.
No, he really doesn't. I think he's adamantly against us doing the Blunder Years.
Adam Z against?
Yeah, Adam Z against.
So the Blunder Years is you watching each individual episode of the Wonder Years, and so far you've done one episode in 2 years. Is that right?
Yes.
It's the longest running podcast about the Wonder Years.
4 episodes. I haven't released the second.
Adam, I want to hear him. Adam.
Because we're on a certain schedule as far as 2 episodes of Low Blow, 2 episodes of the Blunder Years, 2 episodes of Low Blow. I'm trying to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah, it's
So
good.
in
It's
order
good
to
to do
stay
that.
on track with all the other episodes, I have to wait till the following week. So like this week, it's 2 episodes of Low Blow. Next week, it's 2 episodes of the Blunder Years.
Yeah, we get it. Listen, where's Dave Rowan? Is he on your couch too?
Dave Rowan is not on the couch. Dave Rowan is...
Be honest with us. Is Dave Rowan dead?
He's not dead. He's just not coming back to the podcast anytime soon, if at all.
Is he healthy?
He's getting better. The medicine he's on is finally stabilizing his immune system from his the ass disease he had a while back.
Ass disease. You can just leave it at that.
Yes, he's gained 25 pounds back, so he doesn't look like a skeleton. But he has severe bronchitis because his immune system is all fucked up.
Oh, Adam
So,
Z. I'm so sorry to
yeah.
hear that about Dave Rowan.
But
Do you
so
miss
I'm
you
not
miss hearing him,
popular.
Blake?
Oh, I miss hearing Dave tons.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It has
It's
been
been
a
a while.
while. Hey, are you coming down next weekend for WrestleMania on the 7th of April?
Another good question.
Yes, I am.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. Hey, bring Christina Nomi Garsarma Piarama with you.
That is the plan.
Is it really?
It all depends. Yes, it is. It all depends on, because her little nephew Gavin's birthday is the 5th. So if she is not in Crystal Lake, she will be here, and then we'll come down on Sunday.
Blake,
And if
there's
Blake's-
no way, Blake, that she's coming, right? There's
Oh, no,
way.
she's not. I'll bet you $100 right now she doesn't come.
Yeah, we're gonna bet you $100 that she's not coming, Adam. So if you
$100.
if you don't bring
Cash money.
if you don't bring her, you owe us each $100.
Well, what is so? If I do bring her,
Then
I get $100 from the both of you.
That's right. Then you get $200. That's a great deal for
So-
you.
Not $100 American money, not $100 Moose cash.
Moose Bucks.
Were you saying moose bucks? Moose bucks? Or,
American money.
I was gonna give you doll hairs. They're not worth nothing.
Oh well, I need American money.
That's fine. We'll make it work. All right, Adam. We'll let you put your parts away. I know that means something disgusting.
I
But
was actually just playing Civilization 6.
that's fine. That's fine. I have no friends.
Don't you have enough problems getting through the civilization that you're in?
And you want to high five that shit? Oh, he hit him. We got him from there.
Yeah.
Sound wave. Adam, we love you, and we look forward
I
to
love
seeing
you
you
guys.
at WrestleMania time.
Yes, it'll be a blast.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.
All right.
Good guy. Good guy.
He's fine.
It has been a while since we saw him, and I do miss him.
There's not a chance that lady's coming here.
Oh,
though,
no,
right?
she's not coming. She
knows we're a bunch of dirtballs.
She fears for her life. She's not coming.
She's not wrong. Today we discuss the pilot episode of Sea Divers from the year of our Lord 1958. Great year.
1958. I mean, who can forget the Beatles?
Right. Elvis Presley, right?
Jambless Joplin.
Yep.
Pajamaless Joplin.
James Hendricks. Right?
Yeah.
all the greats.
Oh, all the greats. Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young.
And Hall and Nash and Young, right?
Yeah.
All the
All the
greats.
great bands of the late 50s.
The music, right? The music.
Marvin Gaye.
And the Outfitters. Marvin Gaye and the Urban Outfitters. They were great.
Yeah, I loved them.
This
the
is-
Two Live Crew, I think. That's when they first got together.
That's
too.
the first iteration of them, right?
They're like, my politicalness may be so ornery. Yeah.
Oh, me so ornery.
That was a dive
me
cut.
so ornery.
Yeah. No, my politics be so ornery.
Oh, me
Instead
so.
of me be so horny.
No, me so. I thought it was me so ornery.
Miso soup.
Very, very good. Mercy. 1958, man. I tell you what. I wasn't even alive yet.
How old were you?
Negative 23.
I was negative 17.
We were. That might be right.
No,
yeah, I think
sick-
that's right. No, that's right. We were still up in heaven.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Waiting to be put down.
We
that
were waiting
cloud.
for Eric Clapton to throw us off the
Good
balcony.
Lord. Do you think there's? Is that how it works up there?
Huh?
There's an angel Clapton just throwing babies down to earth.
Yeah, that's how he does it. We're like standing in line and we're like, throw me next, Daddy. I want to live.
Boy, the reverse Clapton is what that would be. We weren't alive back then.
No.
But because of history books,
Yeah,
we know
yeah.
that time happened.
Yeah, sure. I mean, everybody, and you remember social studies, civics class, economics class. You read about the 50s.
And that's how we know they
the
existed.
crash, the crash of
The Great Crash.
the great crash of NASCAR when Dale Jr. died.
Oh, God bless him.
I wish he would die.
Dale Jr.?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dale Sr. would live forever.
6 and 1 half a dozen of another, in my opinion.
You can only read so much in books, all right?
Right.
But what you
or
really
you
have
can
to
only
do,
retain. You can read forever, but you can only retain so much.
what you really need to do is go back there in our minds. And to do so, we talk about things that happened from that year, such as April 4th, first march against nuclear weapons in Aldermaston, England.
Huh.
Have you ever marched for anything in your godforsaken life?
Oy vey, have I ever marched?
Would you march against nuclear weapons?
No.
You want nuclear
No, I
weapons?
don't. I'm not going to march for or against. I'm nuclear neutral.
Would you ever march adjacent to them or parallel to
Well,
them?
if you want to walk, we'll go. I'll walk with you, Jason.
I walk with him. I would
When I
march.
turned around and there was only one set of footprints, and God damn it, if Jason didn't put me on his back,
Yeah, a fireman
and walk
carry
me.
you. That's right.
Ugh,
That's right.
I can only dream.
And you see those footprints get real deep in the sand.
Right.
Really trudging along there.
And then they start to slide.
Yeah.
Like the toes of them slide.
And then it stops altogether.
And then you just see a pair of knees and the toes.
Isn't that a dog, a pair of knees?
Oh.
April 4th, Cheryl Crane, age 14, daughter of actress Lana Turner, stabs to death organized crime figure Johnny Stampinato, her mother's boyfriend, in self-defense. The crime was later ruled a justifiable homicide.
Justifiable homicide. Yeah, I mean, take those gaudy guys and stab the shit out of them. Just recently, there was a big, huge, mob Godfather guy got shot in front of his house.
Yikes. Hey, have you ever been approached to be a part of a mafia?
I thought you said, I was going to say a gangbang.
Have you ever been approached to be part of a gangbang?
Oh, yeah, that one, yes. The mafia, not so much.
Think mafia members ever have gangbangs?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
That's a good search.
That'd be awesome.
That's a good search for later.
Hey, somebody search. Oh, wait, hashtag.
Mafia gangbang.
Yep.
For 1,000 frequent flyer points. Come and get them. April 12th NBA championship. St. Louis Hawks beat Boston Celtics 4-2. None of that makes sense.
Well,
What is a St. Louis Hawk?
it's the Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, but they were in St. Louis.
Just like every sports team, they get the hell out of there.
Minnesota Lakers, right? Or Minneapolis Lakers, right?
Yeah.
L.A. or what's that? L.A.
Pawns. LA Pawns.
Yeah, L.A. pawn shops. Yeah. Whoops.
Basketball's pretty cool. I mean, what do I always say when we talk about basketball? Fuck the
Fuck
Lakers.
the Lakers. There it is. Very good. I don't know. That kind of puts me back in the mindset of 1958.
I'm good enough for me.
So why did we? You mentioned it earlier.
Sure.
Can we time it? I'm gonna get my stopwatch out. Can you, as
want me to
fast
go?
as you can, say the three pillars? Since you already said them.
You tell me when to go.
Ready? Oh, hold on. Ooh, stopwatch. Go.
First one, he has pilot never went to series. Number 2, we had to find it on the internet, and 3 had to be free.
5.5 seconds.
Nice.
That's really good.
Thanks.
Good job.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I like the way that is. Woo-hoo!
Lasted longer than sex.
Oh boy.
I guess that's kind of insulting myself when I said that.
Yeah, I think so. Where can you find the entire episode of Sea Divers to watch for your dumb self? Well, you can do so by subscribing to Couch Pilots in SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes.
I'm not even saying.
Or go to YouTube. You know what to do too.
We spent all those times on those bumpers, and you just talk over them. Tim is wearing off on you.
Tim?
Yeah,
Oh, Tim Wasson?
Yeah, because I said
from
so.
that wildly successful dad podcast that comes out every week?
Yeah. It's really good.
It is pretty. I do like doing it. It's fun.
Put some effort behind it, you know?
Summary of the pilot. There was no summary. I just wrote underwater show.
Or is this where we're at with season 18? You're like, underwater
There's
show.
not a lot of info about this.
Really? Okay.
I did a fair amount of scouring.
Well, you know what? I'll give that an A.
Whoa. Minimal effort rewarded.
$5 million to get my family out of that house.
I don't like that drop.
It's low.
I like this drop better.
Can't do it.
That's a good one. I don't know. We gotta combine all these drops onto one page because I got some interesting facts.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Captain Black for some interesting facts. Hey, folks, this has a rule to it. It's a simple rule. It's not really hard to do, but some people, it's been a while since somebody got away with it, right?
Better watch your tongue.
Okay. Now, this is a section called Interesting Facts. It's just the name of a segment. Apple Podcasts makes you name every one of your segments. Every good podcast, each segment has a name. This is where Jason scours the internet looking for facts. He finds some facts. He tells us about those facts. We absorb those facts. We don't want to taint. Hold on. We don't want to taint anybody else's experience. Okay,
It's a fleshy patch.
I know it taint your dick and it taint your ass.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But anyway, don't discuss how you feel, your thoughts about these facts, because they're facts. You can't change it. So, like we always say, and we've always said since day one, guys, just don't do it.
Don't do it. Come on, do yourself a service and us a disservice by whatever. Star Rhodes Reason. You may know him from The Time Tunnel, which Blake, or not Blake, but what's that guy? Matt and Kevin recently did a later version of.
Oh, okay.
King Kong Escapes, and he was also in Star Trek.
Huh. Nice.
Fact. Considered a blatant ripoff of the late 50s Scuba series. It was called Sea Hunt, and it starred Lloyd Bridges.
Ooh, Lloyd Bridges. Now, he was like a sex symbol back in.
He was the man.
Yeah, he was the man. Wasn't he at Ben-Hur?
I don't know. Was that him and Charlton Heston? Maybe?
Oh, Charlton Heston.
They might have both been in.
I thought Charlton Heston was Moses in the Ten Commandments.
I thought that was the same film. I thought they had that.
What?
Ow, my ears!
Is
my
that
freaking
why,
ears!
Is that why it's 7 hours long? Because it's just the two movies put together as one?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a DVD package before they had those?
I feel like there's a mainstream Hollywood like Bible movie revival that kind of flopped within the past few years. But back then, that was kind of hot shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the thing.
They're like, hey, look at this book. This book's got a bunch of stories already written in it.
And nobody owns them. Nobody owns the rights to them.
Yeah. Do you think they tithed once they had the box office receipts? Do you think they tithed?
Hey, what happens in a guy's bedroom, I don't care about.
That's fair.
It's
That's
not
fair.
my
I agree with
business.
you.
I bet a lot of little children weren't happy when they were celebrating.
Good Lord. Featured in Here Comes Tobor and other
Yes.
lost action shows of the 1950s DVD collection.
Is this where you found this?
No.
Tobor was just we did.
Well, hold on.
We did that.
Interesting fact over.
No, I was just saying we did Tobor.
Okay, I was trying to. Okay, you're good.
No, I was.
Tobor is robot backwards.
Yeah, it took me a 35-minute episode to figure it out.
I don't know, like that was like it's the least creative thing ever, right? It's like this. We should name this robot something, right?
It was in the 50s. They were drinking martinis at 3:00 in the afternoon.
I still do that.
How do you make a martini?
You like shake it. It's vodka shake. It's just straight vodka shaken, right? Is that all it is?
Not sure.
And then you put an olive in there. That's all it is.
Oh, so you reach it out to you give one to someone. That makes it because you right. You give someone,
And then you do nothing.
you
You get
extend
something.
the olive. Like
Twitter responses.
Twitter responses. It's Doubtful Jason got some Twitter responses.
He's right. They're all dead. Let's listen to a sponsor for this evening. It's Tootsie Pop.
The Charlie Brown and Snoopy Show will return after these messages.
Mr. Turtle, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Honey, never made it without biting. Ask Mr. Owl.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tootsie Pop, for being tonight's sponsor. And that animation from that commercial reminds me of the Carlton Your Doorman.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, I like Tootsie Pops. I like them better than Tootsie Rolls because I think Tootsie Rolls like a cheap hooker. Like you don't really have to work for it.
You don't have to work for it. All the good. They give up the goodies.
Yeah, they get up the goods right off the bat.
Even
the wrapper comes off super easy because there's so much wax on it.
Like no effort at all.
Yeah.
It just slides right off.
Like taffy, like Laffy Taffy.
Love that. Shake it, right?
But it takes forever to fucking get it out, and then half of it is on the wrapper still.
And then you're so hungry.
Do you
from having
remember
to work off that
Now and Later's? If you had a couple in your pocket and then you tried to open those up and eat them,
forget about it.
It wasn't happening. Not now, not later.
Hold on a second. The wrappers for Tootsie Roll, some of them, there's always like, I don't know if this is true, but they say, save the ones that have a Native American, we called them Indians back then,
sure.
And he has a bow and arrow, and he was like aiming to the sky, and he said, you save these and you get something. Yeah, whoever said that? Whoever said you get something? Have you ever heard that before or not?
I've never heard that. I didn't know there was
My sister's nodding her head. Turn on her mic for a second, if you don't mind. Lean in there and say something.
He was aiming at a star. Yeah.
But like, what do you get for them though? But didn't people say like if you accumulate them that you get something? But like, where do you send it in? Where are the things you can get?
Right.
I don't know.
There was no catalog. There was no website.
Do you think that was just a device for them to get their wrappers back to reuse them on other pops?
good thought.
All right, turn her mic off. She doesn't know
I
it.
had it up as loud as it would go.
She doesn't fucking know anything.
I'm gonna have to be the greatest engineer tomorrow. Next week.
Next week, yeah, when she comes back.
Oh, next week I got the day off. Hey, next week I'm off on Monday.
I'm excited for you. That's great, buddy.
Are you coming over to watch WrestleMania?
Probably so. That's on a Sunday, right?
On a Sunday.
All right, let's talk about Sea Divers. We're going to break down this plot real quick. I'm going to start the timer, and I'm going to point to you right now.
Yeah. So there's this lady that's walking in a marina, and she's not dressed for the marina. She's dressed for winter, and she gets up on this boat, and she starts talking to this 18-year-old girl who we find out her name is Marty.
Okay.
We find out she's 18 because she's acting immature. I don't think she was 18 in real life.
How old do you think she was? Older or younger?
She was 21, 22.
At least 21
for
or
sure.
22. For sure, yeah.
And this lady is looking for the guy who owns the boat because it's a diving boat. And this strapping young man, muscles and weird 1950s swim trunks, pops out. His name is Mike, and he's buff.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy. He's a little bit younger than Tom, the guy who runs everything. But he starts chatting this lady up because she's a cute broad.
Oh yeah, he's instantly he comes out of the water and he's like, the salt is out of my eyes. I can see this woman, and I'm gonna bone her.
Met a milk boner.
Metamoke Boignet.
Nice French. The 1950s was high time for flirting.
There was tons of banging going on.
They seemed like they were playing kind of a fun, sexy little game with each other. And yeah, they run off, and he leaves his partner behind. He's almost kind of like rushing her along and looking back to see if he can see his partner.
The partner was like underneath
doing work on
the rudder or the rotor or the udder.
The udders, yeah. You have to milk a boat, or else the bladder explodes.
Sure.
So he gets out of the water, and then he sees them run off, and then he changes or whatever, and he follows them and meets up with them at a local tiki bar kind of thing.
There's Hawaiian music playing, and the bartender's like, hey, or the owner's like, don't serve these guys. Their tab is too big. They haven't paid us.
Yeah. And her name is like Hilda or Gilda Thayer. Hilda Thayer, I believe.
Hilda Thayer.
And she wants these fellers to retrieve some sort of documents on a boat that her father was on, and it had sunk. And she says, I'm going to give you $1,000 to do this. I say, yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, she's like, I don't care if it takes one day or a week. Here's $1,000 cash.
Yeah.
Straight cash money. He goes, all right, we're leaving at 6.
They seem to be in San Diego. And
how do you gather that?
Something said San Diego. I don't remember what it was. Well, it was like maybe on a boat or something. It said San Diego.
Oh, that was a boat was like named Sandy.
Oh, maybe I was wrong.
San
You
Diego.
think it was Hawaii?
Huh?
You think it was Hawaii or?
They said the Pacific Ocean. That's nowhere near San Diego.
Did you mention social studies earlier or geography?
Social studies.
Okay, that's right. That checks out.
And so then we see Marty the next morning.
She's always hanging around, and she loves getting attention from these guys.
Oh yeah, she's all up in these guys.
If I was Marty's dad, I'd come down there with a bullwhip and start cracking some heads.
Right, like his dad, her dad has a fishing boat like a couple boats down. Where the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
His daughter's begging to get some, right? And she's in a swimsuit, and of course, the 50s they have those pointy boob thing was going on.
The tits were the pointiest back then.
Right, and for me, it's a one piece.
Yeah.
But the thighs are cut up pretty high for that time period. I think.
You like hips?
I put my hand upon these hips.
What about when they dip?
I dip.
You dip?
We dip.
So the young gal is not a fan of Hilda. She sees her as kind of this unrequited competition.
Right.
Hilda's like, I'm just here for a thing. I don't give a shit.
I gave these guys $1,000. What you know?
Yeah, what are you going to give them?
Yeah.
Cha-ching. So they're using what would be like considered very primitive, like sea diving equipment.
Yeah, to me it was like at first I thought it was just like a buoy that they put in the thing, but like it's the thing like a sled and it has like a dome over it, so the water it is weird.
I think it's
faster the boat goes, and then the front of it has like can go up or down, so you can go deeper or come up.
It's like it is very primitive. I can see how it would be effective. But like, there's nothing mechanical about it really at all. There's no electronics or high tech shit.
No, and there's a lot of seals. We see a lot of seals.
This is the part where I thought, you know what we're gonna see? This is gonna be just like Captain Fathom, where we're gonna get like 15 minutes of underwater footage that I don't want to see. Because back then
that was a big, huge thing like that they started doing. Yeah. So they just fillered.
I thought we were gonna get that. Not the case.
No.
So here and then, I was wondering too, why aren't they in wetsuits? If they're on coats above, it's got to be fucking freezing.
I just thought that was a good idea.
But there's no wetsuits. They're pretty much almost bare naked.
It's been one week since you looked at me, slapped your head in the side and said, ha ha. And so and they look over, they get to this one spot where supposedly this plane, like a plane would ever hit the water.
Hey, get it together, man.
I mean, what kind of idiot would fly a plane into the water?
Get it together, all right?
Anyway, so there's like a boat not that far away. I could have thrown a rock and hit this boat, and they just like, at first they don't even mention it.
Yeah.
And then they go dive down, and he's like, hey, we'll have to come back tomorrow, but hey, did you guys see that fisherman over there fishing all day just right here?
Right.
There's no other boats around. I was like, I think you should have probably noticed that when you pulled up.
They didn't.
No, they didn't.
They're sitting off to the side. There's more sexy flirting, talking. Tom's like, hey, I need your address. He's like, what do you need my address for? I was like, well, if I need to contact you, we're working
you're
for
my
you.
boss. I'm working for you. I should have your... And she gives him a fake address, and somehow he finds the real address. I couldn't figure out how he...
Yeah. He goes, she says, here's my address. I'm staying at a hotel. And then Mike is up by the Marty Broad. She's jabbing her on about something else. But he's like, I'm going to listen in on what they're saying. And then he writes down the address, too.
Yeah, and then so Tom goes there, finds out he's not there, almost gets beat up by like the owner's husband.
We can't brush over this part. This part is funny.
Yeah,
this is really funny. So Tom goes there and he's like, hey, I'm here to see a lady. And the lady who answers the door probably works here. It says offices. No one you're talking about works here. And then a guy comes out. They probably live at the hotel.
Yeah, but she was like in like her nightgown.
It's probably late at night. I don't know. Maybe in the evening. And then the guy says, hey, buddy, what you're talking about, that girl's not here. Now, why don't you beat it? Anyone else comes to the door, I'm going to knock him out. And Tom's like, all right, dude.
Yeah.
All right. And I like it, too. He takes a cigarette and just throws it on the ground.
Right.
And takes off. And then he sees his buddy Mike coming because he overheard the address. And then Tom ducks into the side hallway.
Yeah, Mike knocks on the door, goes through the same spiel. Yeah. And the old guy just pops him in the face.
I didn't laugh out loud.
It was good.
It was really funny. So Mike gets double blasted, and Tom loves it. Next scene, Tom bursts into the house where the widow of the cartographer Hilda is there. And you're right, I don't know how he got the address.
How he got there, and she's like, "I'm not saying nothing to you." And then all of a sudden, Hilda comes out from, and she's got like, I don't know, nightwear on as well, and she's like,
she makes a startling confession.
Right? She's like, I didn't say the truth because I didn't think, but my dad found this sunken ship that's got all this gold in it, and I didn't tell you guys because I didn't want people to come after us.
He's like, I didn't think you'd be interested if you knew the truth. And Tom is still interested in everything.
Yeah, and he said that. He says that quote. You should.
That's why I wrote it down.
Well, you should have did this so the listeners would see. Like,
I should have used my hands to make quotes for them. Yeah. Anyway, the young gal shows up, or actually, it says he finds.
They have a warm embrace.
They do, yeah.
I think it's an embrace. If you're standing next to a woman that you don't really know very well, and you take your hands and you put them on their between their shoulders and the elbows, and you rub up and down. Mm-hmm. To me, that's a warm embrace, right?
That's pretty warm. So friction creates warmth.
Sure.
So the Marty shows up at the bar with Mike and Tom eat snacks, and they give her a false start time for the next morning because they don't want her there.
Right? Because first she's there because she wants to drink with them, and they're like, again,
too young,
little girl, you're too young, and she's like, what's too young for to have a drink?
It's like we're heading out at 6:30, and she leaves. It's like it's actually 6 o'clock. And then the next morning they leave her behind, and she's like, "Hey, wait for me." It's a good thing she doesn't go.
Yeah, because if she would have went, the story could have changed.
So the boys find the cartographer's wreckage, and they see that they're still being spied on by this unknown presence. And then the boys head below with a spear gun, and they said, hey, Hilda, take this gun, just in case you got any trouble from this boat that we don't know what's going on with. She said, all right.
Yeah.
So then here comes trouble. As soon as they go underwater, that boat creeps up on them.
And I was thinking, oh, shit. The bad guys are coming to get her, and they're not going to be able to save Hilda because they're down
there torching shit. They're down there torching, trying to get at this box or whatever that contains these
supposedly
maps.
has the documents in it.
And Hilda draws her weapon, but turns out she's with those guys.
Yeah, they're thugs, and she's with the thugs, and she's like, "Get down there, boys!"
And so she says that, and then the guys are the frogmen themselves, and they jump in the water, scuba style. And
there's a scuba fight.
There's an underwater tussle. I tell you what,
and it was a long tussle.
And I can't really see what's going on here.
No, you just know that the divers are doing it deeper.
There's a lot of slow punches and like grabbing at tubes to release oxygen and what have you. And it looks like they're messing with each other's oxygen hoses for sure. Then Mike and Tom surface, and Hilda is shooting her gun at them. She's trying to kill them.
Right, and so I think it's Tom.
I think it's Mike actually.
Oh, Mike goes down, scuba's down.
Yeah.
Finds the harpoon, Because I guess the bad guys didn't pick it up because it was sitting right there on the top of that boat.
I thought one of them had it, but I didn't see him go back down for it.
And it comes back up, and he shoots at her, and she just happened to have her arm right next to the wall of the boat.
Yeah.
And she that long jacket she had on, so he harpoons her shirt.
She's stuck.
Next thing you know, they've got them all captured.
Yep, and then they turn them into the authorities. The guys celebrate at the local bar, and they kick that dumb young girl out again. And I tell you what, we're right at 5 seconds.
Nice.
That's perfectly timed.
You did a great job.
And I tell you what, it's time for some turbulence.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Bing bong, ding dang boom.
And they come to find out, just so everybody knows, this is like 5 seconds worth. In there was not documents; it was diamonds worth over $100,000.
Oh boy, Sea Divers, one episode and done. Why didn't this show work? Is it because it was in black and white?
No, for me, like, and this happens. I understand it's a half-hour show, and I take this into consideration. But it doesn't really, nothing really is clear or happens at the beginning, and then a whole bunch of shit happens in 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
Like everything was wrapped up too quickly.
There was no good. I didn't like the
pacing.
The pacing. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Of the show, I didn't like the pacing of the show. The acting wasn't bad considering it was the late 50s. We've seen a lot of stuff, and there was one lady on it that was really. Oh no, that's the next show. Never mind. There wasn't anybody that was really bad in acting on it.
Well, if you had to approve something, what would that be?
But I mean,
if you're gonna continue another thought, go ahead. I was just throwing that out there.
Well, I just don't see where it's gonna go. And is it the same guys that are gonna get in trouble? This is like Hawaii Five-0.
Yeah, I hear it. I watched the episode apart, like the first 5-10 minutes of that recently. It's pretty over the top.
The new one?
Yeah.
Really?
It's like Jay Hernandez, I think, is the star of that. And like he like broke into a building like through the ducts and like through the elevator shaft. I was like, that's pretty extravagant stuff for a PI. Anyway, if this survived, I'm thinking 10 episodes a season. And it's pretty outrageous to think you'd have these 22 to 25 minute episodes that are all neatly wrapped up. Let's make it an arc. Let's make it an arc for a season.
Sure.
Maybe 1 or 2 stories over the course of 10, 15 episodes.
Right. Like one of the stories could be like that they're like shipwrecked.
Sure.
On an
Yeah,
island
why the hell
and they
not?
can't get off the island.
Why the hell not?
Sounds good to me.
I like it.
I mean, that could go for. I mean, to me, that could go on for years.
Yeah, just like Castaway, right? Hey, if it can happen to Tom Hanks, it can happen to anybody.
I was thinking of Gilligan's Island, but
oh, what about that other guy, Caruso?
Oh, he was a good basketball player, Robinson Crusoe. Yeah, he played for
David Robinson Crusoe was an admiral.
He played for Bradley.
Mm-hmm. Great man.
He was a seaman. Bringing it back. David Robinson was a seaman.
That's why they called him the admiral, right? IMDb. What does that stand for? IMDb.
I am not Shabbalat.
I am not Shabbalat? That's Jewish for Sunday brunch.
Shyamalan.
Oh, M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, I'm not M. Night Shyamalan.
What's the rating there? At 1 out of 10, 10th decimal point in play.
6.5.
4.6, 12 ratings.
Whatever.
Most
of the people that watch this don't know how to use a computer or a message board or how to rank stars of anything. They give if they get their package a day late, they give you a 2 on Amazon. It's because of the fucking weather.
Crumb bums. Critic reviews. Vintage 45, and we've heard from this person before. They say this thing is a bore from first second to last. No surprise it ended up in the junk pile. I don't know.
A little harsh.
Movie Mag says Sea Divers wasn't bad. Alas, it wasn't very good either. Whoops. Leave that in. Don't edit that out, please.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't very good either. Whatever interest it has now lies mainly in the absolutely gorgeous body of series star Rhodes Reason as Tom Gorman, who spends most of the show blessedly clad in nothing but a pair of super tight swim. Hold on a second. What is this site from? This is a
something mag, pornomag.com or something.
It gets worse here. His tight swim trunks that show off a quite enviable basket. Is that British for cock meat?
I guess.
Charles joked that had Minier and Boren able to pitch it to a gay TV executive, and they probably could have got it sold just on the basis that it featured a really hot guy wearing almost nothing! Exclamation point. Alas, Sea Divers was an all too obvious ripoff of Sea Hunt a show that wasn't great any shakes either. And it had only really interesting aspect aside from reasons bod was the ambiguous character of Hilda Thayer, nicely played by Joyce Holden, who gives a series of increasingly preposterous reasons for wanting to hire Gorman and his boss and business manager, Mike Gilbert.
Wow, we go from baskets to the plot right at the end.
Mm-hmm. Viewer reviews, 2 out of 10 stars, is dreadful, says Martin Hafer. If you care to see it, and I wouldn't if I were you, it can be obtained at archive.org, which is not where I found it, or I would suggest it. He says, this film is full of stupid stuff. Most of it is because the characters are such unlikable jerks. Additionally, there are some inexplicable things, such as the angry guy who likes assaulting people. What's with that? And I think the guy who punched him. And how many people really beat the crap out of anyone who rings the door? Also, the younger jerk handles the spear gun like it's a piece of beef jerky, pointing it all over the place in evil people's faces as he's talking to them. All in all, a truly horrible and badly written pilot.
Okay, wow.
Reviewer older than BW, I'm not sure what that means.
That's Volkswagen.
Okay, thank you. This is no Sea Hunt. The story was not too bad, but the production values were very poor, even for 1958. The falling office sign, forgivable in a live show, but would not be seen in a film show. The lighting was not good in places, and the underwater sequences...
Did I miss the office sign falling off the door?
I didn't see that. Maybe it was tilted. I don't know. The underwater sequences were not up to Sea Hunt standards. Well, you know what, buddy? It's not Sea Hunt, okay? Jesus. It's not Sea Hunt. It's Sea Divers.
Yeah, calm the fuck down.
It's not Sea Hunt. It's Sea Divers.
Right.
They do things a little differently.
Remember that song by Dio?
Yeah.
Sea Divers?
Sea Divers, yeah.
Sea Divers with nice baskets showing their guns everywhere.
You know what? If you turn Dio or the logo around, it says devil.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting fact. Now we rate it. We've done everything we can do for your dumbasses. Now it's time for us to puke out a score for you to sit on, right?
Sure.
1 to 7 is the scale.
Hey, when we're done, we're not going to flush the toilet because it's April Fool.
Because of what I said earlier, right?
Yeah. And wait till my positivity stuff.
It's going to be a joke. I know it's going to be a joke. Be cool. 1 to 7 is a scale, 1 being the worst, 7 being the best, taken from the 1990s television program affectionately and accurately known as Wings. All the characters are in play from that program. 1 is a Roy Biggins. All the way up to the best you can get. It's a number 7. That guy's name is Brian Hackett. Captain Philip Restisher, I turn to you. How do you rate Sea Divers?
I'm giving this a Marty bump. I enjoyed Marty. I thought she was a little annoying, but the tatas were banging
and pointy.
And
I think in a director's cut, she was spinning plates.
I'm gonna give it a Marty bump because I think there was just enough of her. I mean, she wasn't as annoying. They made her out to be more annoying than she was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And hey, if she's 18, don't call her a little girl. Am I right?
Hold on a second. Let me find something to...
Hey, if she's 18, don't call her a little girl, right?
Awesome!
Okay, I think that's good. And so what's your score?
Oh, yeah, it's not right. I'll give it a 4. It wasn't horrible. I like to see those seals. They were cute.
Oh, yeah!
That was the only thing we really saw in terms of sea life, I think, is some seals.
Right.
That's fine. I really thought we were Captain Fathoming that thing, and we're going to get 10 to 15 minutes of just underwater shots. I'm so glad we didn't.
And the photography was not as good as Captain Fathom.
I would say you're probably right about that. Yeah.
But still, I mean...
4? Right down the middle?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 1 higher. I like this show. This is a number 5.
Nice.
This guy, one of the reviews says unlikable characters. I liked them.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Cocky on the right person is good. I feel like these guys wore it well, and they also wore nothing well. You want to high-five that shit. The story was interesting. I know you said it got fast at the end. I liked it. I laughed out loud at that part where the guy got punched in the face. That was funny. I like that there's a local tiki bar where they kind of know people, and that's their hangout spot. I like that annoying little girl hanging around. This worked to me. It could have been better in some spots, but I say it's a 5. I like the show. I recommend Sea Divers, right?
Yeah, I do. I would watch it again.
Yeah, and with that, we close the book on Sea Divers, and we will never speak of that show again.
Ever!
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. Newly relocated to the suburbs, married assassins John and Jane Smith have reestablished their respective businesses, though the marital issues that plagued them in the past have returned. You can find the entire episode of Mr. and Mrs. Smith by subscribing to Couch Pilots in SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show. Or go to YouTube, Blake.
You know what to do too, but I have a problem.
Oh, what's your problem?
I think I might have watched the wrong one. That summary does not sound like what I watched.
Did I give you a crappily blue link?
Well, whenever I get the link, I still have to go find it because was the guy from Quantum Leap in this?
Nope. No, there was a series in the 90s starring Scott Dracula and Maria Bello, and that lasted for 13 episodes. This is from 2007, and this starred Jordana Brewster and Breckenmeyer Brick and Mortar ripoff. I can't remember what his name is. So this is an interesting case, but it's okay because you have a week to watch it because we're not coming back till next week.
That's true.
We're certainly not recording 2 back-to-back on a Monday night, and we'll start in a few minutes on the next one.
Right. I thought for sure that I pushed the button and they had the same beginning.
Well, then
no, this is the beginning I watched. This is what I watched.
That's
the link you sent me.
Well, then I
in the laboratory.
Then I fucked up. I don't know. Is
you watched that one?
That's what I watched.
Hold on. What is this? That's
the
Scott,
janitor?
No, that's wrong because that's Scott Bakula. You watched that one too? Uh-oh. So
that's the link you sent me. That's the link you sent me and your sister on the email.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Well, then I sent you the wrong. That's my fault. Oh boy, that's gonna be an interesting episode. Definitely tune in next week.
Tune in next week when some of us know what's going on, some of us don't, and I have a great way to do it to make sure everybody.
I have a good way to do it too. You say yours.
You have a good way to do it. No, you say it at the same time. Ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Saying it at the same time. That's exactly That's exactly what I thought.
That's gonna be perfect. This is a blurb, but we can handle it. We have a whole week to think about how we're gonna do it.
This content writes itself. Oh mercy. Yeah, I think you guys are gonna have simultaneously your conversation, and I will talk through it as well.
Yeah, I think
and it's gonna be an audio nightmare for you, but you came up with the same idea as I did,
right,
so that's
exactly.
fine.
I mean, yeah.
All right, go to couchpilotspodcast.com.
You know?
Everything you need to know about the show's there. All of our past episodes. Any way to get a hold of us. Dial 910-PILOTS-1. It's 910-745-6871. Leave us a voicemail. We'll play it on the show. You'll get to hear what your dumb fucking voice sounds like.
Yep.
And we'll give you some frequent flyer points for doing it, all right? Patreon.com. If you go there and you want to be a monthly subscriber to Couch Pilots or a one-time donation, we'll take any money that you'll give us because not only are you giving us money, you're getting something in return.
And you're actually getting more than you're giving, which my first 2 marriages, right?
You're making an investment that pays off instantly.
Right. Don't play the stock market.
No. Play the Couch Pilots game. Yeah. Right. Oh boy.
Ooh, speaking of which, we got to get. It's going to be coming up here in a couple 3 months about our board game should be ready. We're gonna have to look into that.
We have to call Josh and see what the progress is on that. Captain Philip, rest assured, do you have a?
Okay.
Do you have a message of positivity?
I sure do. I hope you all rot in hell.
Oh no!
I did.
Oh no!
I did.
This pilot may have been rough. It is always a smooth flight here.
They're gonna catch him off guard.
Can't do it.
They're not gonna know what hit him.
Can't do it.
Welcome to Mad Libs, the world's only wordcast, the audio version of your favorite childhood word game. And now, the Mac